it's far more difficult for me to find it's a bit more of a jungle to wade through with a very intelligent person. And I know that because I'm that. And very intelligent people have very fast minds, and we swing into this habitual thinking. We like thinking, and it's all moving around, and we
That's
enjoy it. Yeah.
Welcome to our next series on emotional alignment featuring Jeanne from North Carolina, USA. In this 11-episode journey, we'll take you through a complete emotional alignment life coaching session split into 10 focused segments. Meet Jeanne, a sharp-minded 74-year-old with a long struggle managing body weight and a 20-year history of illness and injury. While she's well aware of past childhood traumas, she's faced a lifelong challenge in overcoming her carbohydrate addiction. In this series, you'll witness how Jeanne is guided through the maze of her mind toward an alignment of emotion that has affected her for over 70 years. Watch, learn, like, and subscribe for more.
In episode 3, we explore the intricate jungle of Jeanne's intelligent mind. I discuss the speed of her thinking and how addictive it can be, how the subconscious mind can leverage the fast-paced thinking to create its own traps. We also dive into how each weight Jeanne has lived at feels to her. She reflects on having lived a full life, even while carrying significant weight, but now recognizes what she's been missing, things the carnivore lifestyle could help restore. Jeanne notes that when she diets and her weight drops, she experiences more thoughts and increased internal pressure, a pattern she hasn't yet unraveled. So I asked her, what would happen without the weight on your body? Jeanne responded, I'd move more, I'd have more fun, and enjoy the outdoors. From there, I continued with a few deeper questions to uncover what lies beyond that vision.
I think there must be a handbook for people who are trying to deal with these things. We've all been through
See,
these issues.
this is the problem. It's far more difficult for me to find it's a bit more of a jungle to wade through with a very intelligent person. And I know that because I'm that. And very intelligent people have very fast minds, and we swing into this habitual thinking. We like thinking, and it's all moving around, and we enjoy it. Yeah. And so the problem that we have is the habit/addiction to thinking about food in a particular way. And so but it's good to have that context. That's what happens for you. And so yes, the strategy of finding a way to park at the other end of the store so that you don't even have the first vision, because you don't want that imaginary taste, and because you can't stop it. And then all of a sudden you're down the wrong road. Okay, so let's come back to okay, we're going to come back to the age of 4. It feels like I should investigate in there, but I want to investigate first the sensations and thoughts attached to the particular weights that you've lived at.
Hello, I'm JoannaRuth, but you can call me Joanna. I've embraced a carnivore lifestyle increasingly for the past 10 years. Now honing my diet to include meat, seafood, eggs, butter, and salt. No plants or dairy anymore for me. With 30 years of experience in education, teaching both adults and children, I've spent the last 20 years developing effective life coaching methods. I now focus on the mental environment as a crucial factor in our health, and I'm excited to share the method of emotional alignment with the carnivore community, another secret weapon to use for our well-being successes.
Okay.
So, how does your body feel? And I do understand that the sensations and perceptions that you have of your body are probably not going to be as robust and expanded because of the feeling of unsafeness, which started at the age of 4.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I understand that when you have a feeling of being unsafe, the subconscious mind stops you from feeling a lot of things
Yes.
because it doesn't know what feelings are going to be happy feelings and what feelings are going to be not happy feelings. So it just stops generally all of them. So the only things that you end up feeling are what is absolutely necessary to get you to live through life. So we're just going to pick up on whatever we can pick up on at this
Okay.
point, because that's what we've got to work with. So
Okay.
talk to me about how 300 pounds feels and the
It
thoughts
feels,
that come into your mind when you're thinking about your body and that weight.
what I feel inside myself is I don't feel the weight.
Mhm.
I feel self-conscious in some circumstances. But for the most part, I go around life feeling like I'm actually shocked when I see pictures of myself.
Yes.
It doesn't feel inside of me the way it looks.
Yeah.
And I generally don't perceive other people's negative expressions around my weight. I'm
Mhm.
sure that they're happening, but I just don't see them. I don't
Yes.
experience them. I don't acknowledge them,
Yep.
which is a godsend.
Yeah. It's saving
Because
you. Yeah.
yes, yes. And I have allowed myself to go ahead and live my life despite being this weight. So I have
Mhm.
done professional things and all that sort of stuff. And it's like the weight has not stopped me.
Yes.
I'm self-conscious about it, but it
Mhm.
hasn't stopped me.
Yeah.
And so I generally feel proud of myself for that because I could so easily have limited my professional expression and my personal life in many ways.
Yeah.
But I haven't. So
Yeah.
I've just gone on and lived my life.
Yeah. Yeah. I identify with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Has your body reached higher weights than the 300 pounds? How high
Oh
have you
yeah.
gone? How
The
high
highest
is the
was
highest?
the highest was 374.
Okay. And at 374, did it feel different than 300?
Oh yeah. I
What's the
couldn't
difference?
climb. It was very difficult to move around.
Mm-hmm.
No energy.
So what you're saying is when you got to 374, you stopped your ability of being able to experience life
Hmm.
acceptably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was living in an unusual situation at that time, though. I had sold my home and I moved in with a brother who was handicapped
Mm-hmm.
and was helping to care for him. And so I was depressed about having sold my home
Mm-hmm.
and changed my independence because of a family need. And the town he lived in was very boring. There was absolutely nothing to do.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there feeling bored, feeling depressed, and my
Mm-hmm.
weight just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
But then not long after that, he insisted on healthy eating and I went along with it. And because he was wheelchair bound.
Yeah.
And so he couldn't afford to gain weight.
Yeah.
And so I followed that and I dropped quite a bit of weight. I think I got down to 320 or something like that while I
Mm-hmm.
was living there. And but yeah, that was very difficult.
Yeah. So what was your, aside from the depression about your life structure changing with the house and living in a different town, what were your thoughts about your body's inability to be in life the way that you could be when you're down at 300?
I'm so grateful to you, Joanna. What you do is so valuable. It's life-changing.
Sweeteners, maybe coffee. Yeah, coffee. I'm going to try to get help getting off coffee. I can't wait for a reply.
Well, I think even at 300, I feel myself limiting myself tremendously from all aspects of life.
Yes.
And now, especially with these injuries that I'm dealing with, and for so long having dealt with life circumstances that have kept me from being active in my life because of either illness or injury.
And how old are you now?
I'm 74.
Okay.
Yeah, so
now you're starting to put together that the 300 pounds is now, because your age is moving up as well, and so your ability to heal and the heaviness all together is now limiting your ability to be as active in your life as, say, you were 10 years ago.
As I was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I've been sick for 20 years. So yeah, I see other friends who are my age who, because they are normal weight, they can travel, they can move around.
Yeah.
They don't have joint limitations, all the things that carnivore corrects.
Yes.
I'm missing out on because I can't seem to keep on being carnivore.
Yeah.
And improve my life situation. Yeah.
All right. And we need to investigate the thoughts that happen when you use your willpower to stay on the low carb and you start losing body fat and you get down to about the 260 pounds, which seems to be the turnaround point where the pressure is the greatest. What are you being told? How is it coming
inside
through?
my head?
Yeah.
I'm pretty disconnected. I've sat and I have tried to think, okay, what is happening now?
Yeah.
What am I telling myself that makes me make the shift and back to more unhealthy eating? And I have not been able to identify that.
Okay. If you got any smaller, what would happen? Just off the top of your head. May or may not.
I'd be able to move around a lot better.
And then what would happen?
I could have more fun.
And what would that include?
Enjoying the beautiful environment I live in. Being able to walk a dog again.
What is it that you don't have in your life?
I don't have any life outside of my apartment.
Do you have many people in your life?
I live in a community of, I live in a elderly community, 55 plus community.
Yeah.
So I have neighbors around me, but they're not like my tribe. Recently, I've been missing feeling like I have a tribe around me that are people who are on the same emotional, psychosocial level as I am.
Yes. And
so these are people
therefore you feel alone.
I feel alone, and I'm mostly okay with that. I keep telling myself I'm quite happy in my aloneness.
Yes,
I mean, I'm the oldest of 6 kids. I was never alone as a child. And so I have kind of enjoyed being alone. I kind of rail against anybody who tries to interfere with my aloneness. So I enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
But at the same time, my life feels very limited.
Yes.
My choices are limited.
At this point, it's clear. Jeanne understands her situation intellectually, 100%. But she's resisting delving into her feelings. Now, this isn't a judgment on her. Rather, it highlights my role as an emotional alignment life coach. You see, Jeanne's subconscious has tampered down her emotions, which means she doesn't sense the signaling very effectively anyway. As a result, she struggles to express these feelings, largely because she isn't fully aware that they're present.
I hope you enjoyed watching this episode. Please subscribe to the channel and email us if you'd like more information about life coaching. Here's a playlist for the entire series. Please like and subscribe, it helps more than you know. See you in the next video.